Alright, let's review the brain real quick. We have a right hemisphere, we have a left hemisphere, and we have a longitudinal fissure that divides them. We have a frontal lobe, we have a parietal lobe, we have a temporal lobe, and we have an occipital lobe. And we also, when we take the front off here, we have an insular lobe right in here. We have a cerebellum in the back. When we open the brain, we have a midbrain, goes right around here, in this structure here. The midbrain has the superior colliculus as well as the inferior colliculus on it. Then we have a pons, and that's this structure right in here, this end. And we have a medulla oblongata down in here. On the pons, we can see cerebellar peduncles. This is the pons, and they're going up right in here. They're reaching up. This structure right here is the basal ganglia. Turn it around, we have the diencephalon in this area right in here. We have the thalamus here, the choroid plexus here, and the hypothalamus right here. Looking at these rays right in here, we're looking at structures, at axons, fibers that reach from the left to the right hemisphere, and those are known as the corpus callosum, collective. When we look at the medulla, we have the olives at this place right in here. And then we can see from the underside, we have these two stops coming out, and they form the optic chiasm. This here is a system of ventricles that are the chambers inside of the brain. We have two lateral ventricles on each side, and as they come together in the middle, we have the third ventricle. Then we have a little small narrow canal, and that's the aqueduct, the cerebral aqueduct, and that goes from the third to the fourth ventricle. And then after that, we reach through the central canal through the spinal cord. So this is a spinal cord, the posterior end, or also dorsal, and the anterior end also ventral. We're looking in here, we have a gray matter and a white matter. The gray matter has different horns. We have an anterior horn, a lateral horn, and a posterior or dorsal horn. Out of them spinal cord come spinal roots. We have ventral roots or anterior roots that carry motor fiber, and we have dorsal roots or posterior roots, and they carry sensory fiber. The big bulge that we can see here is the dorsal root ganglion, which is a cell body structure, which is a cluster of cell bodies, sensory neuron cell bodies that feed information into the brain. On this side, as the roots come together, we have an enclosed, and the dorsal root ganglion is inside of it, we have the spinal nerve. And as we get out of the spine, the spinal nerve splits into a ventral or anterior ramus or branch, and a dorsal or posterior ramus or branch. When we look at this big one right here, this big plaque, we're looking at a section across, we're looking onto the back, the bodies of the vertebrae are taken off. On the side we have these pink things, and those are the sympathetic chain ganglion. They're ganglion again, cluster of cell bodies. As the spinal cord comes so closely, we have the conus medullaris, and then as we reach further inferior, we have the cauda equina. Those are the structures we see on here.